And these habits are not about fixing yourself, being more productive. They are about making life feel lighter. What builds the win at the end is the small wins that you're doing throughout the past. At the end of the day, you showed up for yourself. Not every happy moment have to look exciting. The new year is usually the time where people have a lot of resolutions, and today I really wanted to share with y'all some habits that I have installed into my life to make me happier. Simply, it has increased my discipline, my confidence, and I really wanted to share that with you guys, especially because the new year is the period where a lot of people want to improve, really want to get into new habits, and I think it is very important. I always thought that happiness was something that happened whenever your life is figured out, but I've learned with life that happiness is something that you choose to have. It's a choice. It just depends on what you decide to do into your life, from when you wake up to when you go to bed. What type of choice do you decide to make? Stay in bed and doom scroll, or whether you decide to give yourself some time standing up and go to the gym, start off your day. In today's video, I really wanted to share some habits that I think that are very important in order to not being productive, but in order to actually feel happier. Number one, it is a very popular one and the most annoying because it works. It is to not starting the day off on your phone. It personally just drains my brain to always be on my phone, and it just create a lot of anxiety. It stresses me out whenever I'm on the phone, especially on TikTok, because there's just so many things happening in the world right now. Everything is just so stressful, and as someone in your 20s, you always feel like you are missing out on something. For some reason, you have someone that is same age as me making $10K, and me, I'm just like, what the heck is going on? You should allow at least 30 minutes when you wake up before touching your phone. What I'm doing is that as long as I have not eaten anything, I'm not touching my phone. It pushes me to get off the bed and actually starting off my little routine. Having a routine is also important. So what I'm doing is that I wake up, I do my stomach vacuum because I'm really trying to help myself up with my posture, and so many other details that are not even related to this video, but I really wanted to share that. But just having some healthy habits, you can stand up, stretch, and then you go to the bathroom, do your little hygiene moment, having breakfast, do my daily devotional, writing, journaling if you journal. I make sure to get all of this out of the way before allowing myself to use my cell phone. Doing that not only reduce my anxiety. I'm not very anxious, so when I'm saying anxiety, it sounds a bit weird even for me, but it definitely lowered the amount of stress you are exposed to every single day. It just improves overall my mood. Number two would be brain dumping instead of overthinking. I know there is a lot going on, but most of the time I realize that I'm stressed out because everything lives in my head. You gotta sit down, take a piece of paper, and just write down how you feel. Even when you pray, some people, they like to pray just talking about it, just finding your way to dump everything you have in your brain. Even back in high school, whenever you were assigned an essay to write, the professor will recommend you to have an outline and then a draft. That's how it works. You need to dump everything you have out in order to organize your ideas pretty well. I feel like in a generation where everything is just so electronic, everything is digital, everything is online, we have forgotten that these little habits, just having a secret journal, for example, were actually very therapeutic to us. I have another book similar to that one. It is on my table, but I'm too lazy to grab it. But basically, whenever I pray, I feel more comfortable writing letters. So basically, I sit down and I just pour how I feel. I pour everything. You don't even have to have an idea of how it should look like. You don't even have to start the sentence with a capital letter. Just pour out how you feel, everything you feel. Nothing needs to be aesthetic. Writing things down, even messily, helps me feel calmer. Not every moment is about changing your body. You can go on a walk, you can do Pilates, you can do stretching. These are great ways to regulate our nervous system. Our bodies are meant to be moved every single day. It can be just, as I already stated, going on a walk, doing a little things. Even for Pilates, you don't have to pay $150 per month just for a membership to force you to get there. You can do it home. Even walking, you can get these small little treadmills. But I'm telling you, it feels even better when you can go outside. because most of the time seeing the same thing every single day can also stress us out. Sometimes your brain needs to see something new or it needs to be somewhere else, just to change your mind. I'm telling you, sometimes I will have a lot of problems, but as soon as I change the position I'm in, but like actually physically going from that place B to that place C makes me feel so much better, and I'm discovering something new, or even just the idea of being somewhere else makes me feel so much better and calmer. That's one of the hardest one in my opinion, because I am into that part. Romanticizing consistency over intensity. I used to think that happiness was only present whenever there are big wins. Now I'm realizing that happiness is just about showing up for the little days you feel bored, for the little days you don't even want to be there. I am posting a lot on social media and I'm seeing that a lot of my videos are just flopping. I'm not even able to reach 500 subscribers on Instagram, and it's been about a year or maybe about to reach 2 years. I'm really questioning what's going on, but that's what I mean by romanticizing consistency over intensity. At the end of the day, you showed up for yourself. It's about being happy that you were able to make some content and you posted anyway. Because what builds the win at the end is the small wins that you're doing throughout the path. Even though physically you don't see what's going on, you don't see a significant change. And sometimes it hurt even more when you see the success, people literally celebrating their success that you don't know in the background. It's been 10 years they've been working on that. But just because that day they are finally celebrating their wins, you're just like, what the heck? It's not working for me. But at the end of the day, you don't know how it happened in the background. Even though it happened overnight, to each their own path. Honestly, consistency makes your life stable. Stability feels peaceful. It's about setting up a system and appreciating each moment of that system. When I'm saying system, it's about consistency, because in order to be consistent, you need to set up a plan. And what I mean by plan is the system. Spending a little, maybe 3 hours a day, keep on posting your content, even though it's not going viral. It's totally fine. It's how the system works. Or it's about eating decently, not perfectly. Number 5, it is being more intentional. As an international student, especially a pre-med student, as a senior wanting to go to medical school, it's my last year. Burning out is right around the corner. There are so many things to do, but then I realized that I just need to sit down and see on who and what I'm willing to give my energy. You don't have to entertain every conversation, and not all the opportunities you have presenting themselves should be a yes in your life. Me presenting myself now, it's me being intentional on my content, intentional on the way I want to present myself, intentional on me wanting to grow on my social media. Being intentional is also about being patient, and it definitely correlates with what I'm saying when I'm talking about consistency. Consistency is definitely linked to patience. The last one, which is actually one of the most important of all of them, is to know to let happiness be quiet. Not every happy moment have to look exciting. Sometimes it is just feeling calm, safe, and okay where we are at. These were definitely the tips that I have been practicing a little bit. I'm a human, okay? I'm a human. I'm definitely seeing a change in the way I think. I'm becoming more optimistic. Happiness is a mindset that you practice every single day. And these habits are not about fixing yourself, being more productive. They are about making life feel lighter. If you're going into this new year 2026 trying to feel better, not just doing better, we are into this together. You're not alone. This being said, thank you so much for taking your time and watching this video with me. I hope this video found the right people. I hope it helped someone out there. I'm really practicing and trying my best to incorporate this type of content into my videos because I feel like it's very important. And honestly, I'm about to turn 24. I don't know, something is going on in my brain and I feel the need to share a bit more of that side. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Diane. Don't forget to subscribe. God bless you. Bye bye. Mwah.